Hey everyone, so we've got another video today, and this one I think is actually kind of tricky. I've gone through the banks with the questions and stuff, and a lot of the difficult questions that are labeled, you can just plug in Desmos, pretty simple. But this one definitely requires a bit of thinking because there's a lot of constants. So yeah, let's get right into it. So it says in the xy plane, a parabola has a vertex of 9, -14. It intersects the x-axis at 2 points. If the equation of the parabola is written in the form y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b, and c are constants, which of the following could be the value of a plus c plus c? A plus b plus c. Okay, yeah. So definitely a lot of constants. But so first off, we see that it has a vertex. It gives us the coordinates of the vertex, and then it says that if it's written in the form of just y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, the standard quadratic form. So this is a screaming vertex form, right? Because we need to convert what we know, the information we know with the actual values, which is the vertex, into that quadratic. So here's how we would do it. So we have that vertex form. So vertex form would be y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. All right. So in our case, we would have y equals, we don't know what the a value is, so we'll just keep it as that. X is just x, and then our h value, so 9 is our h value, and then -14 is our k value. So 9 here goes here, so minus 9 squared, and then plus -14 is just -14. All right, so now that we have this, what we want to do is just expand it out. We don't have the a value, but that's okay, because you'll see in a second, it actually doesn't matter. So y equals a, and then x minus 9 squared would just be ax squared. I actually want to put this in the parentheses. So x squared minus 18x plus 81. And then we have the -14 on the outside. But now notice how the a times x minus h squared, the a is attached to it. So then we need to distribute the a again to each of these terms. So then we get y equals ax squared minus 18ax. And yeah, guys, make sure you try the problems on your own, all right? But yeah, 81a, and then we add, and then we add -14 at the end. All right, so now we have our quadratic equation, right? But the problem is we don't know what a is. So the problem is if we don't find a, it doesn't really work out. But do we need to find a really? Well, you'll see in a second. So first off, let's label each part of our equation here. So the ax squared, that is our a value. This -18ax, that's our b value in this equation. And then the 81a minus 14 is our c value. So here's the thing, right? We can put everything in terms of a and just negate the x squared, the x, those values, because those don't actually account for the sum. Right? We're only looking at the value of a plus b plus c. So it doesn't matter if it's 2x squared plus 3x, 2 plus 3 is 5. So what we can do is write this as in terms of a. So a would just be a, right? Because we're just canceling out the x squared, we don't care about it. So a is a, now we have to write b. So now we want to add the b value, which is -18a, right? So really we're subtracting -18, but there we go. And now we want to add the c value. Now our c value is this entire thing, and there's no x value, so we can just write it in terms of the entire thing. So there we go. We get this long equation. If we simplify this down, what we get is 64a minus 14. All right. So this right here, 64 minus 14, this represents the sum of a plus b plus c. All right. So now how do we determine what could be a possible value, right? Like how do we actually get our answer choices? Well, we actually have to go back into the question and look at what was given. So it says that it's a parabola with a vertex of 9, -14. It says it intersects the x-axis at 2 points. All right. So if we draw this out, this is very helpful. Draw this out. The vertex 9, -14 is going to be in quadrant 4. So it'd be like down here somewhere, right? So if it intersects the x-axis at 2 points, that means the parabola has to open upwards. And that means the a value must be positive, right? So if it intersects, it can't be like this, right? It can't be like this because the vertex then would be up here, which makes no sense. So what it has to look like is like something like this, right? Boom. Very straight, curvy parabola, but whatever. So now what we want to do is just set this equation right here equal to each of our answer choices. You'll see something very interesting. So this is going to be a very long process because I'm using my mouse, but yeah, so we set this equal to 23. And yeah, feel free to skip ahead if you don't really want to see me write all this out. But I just kind of have to like prove my point. But yeah. I appreciate any of you who keep watching for the YouTube algorithm. Alright, negative 14. I'm doing the best I can right now. I'm trying to write as fast as I can, but you know, there's limitations. Negative 14. Okay, that is just straight up messy, but okay. So now we know that in order for our a plus b plus c to like work out, the a value has to be positive. So we'll just find the a value for each of these equations and see if it works out, right? So we'll just work from top to bottom. Boom, boom. So first off, for our first equation, if we just do some simple algebra, we can add 14 on both sides. But negative 23 plus 14, that's going to give us a negative value. So if we have a negative value and then you isolate for a negative value over 64 is going to give you a negative value for a. So this cannot be our answer because it'll be negative. It's the same case with the very next one, right? Negative 19 plus 14 is negative 5. Negative 5 over 64 is negative, so it can't be this one. And then right here, it's a very interesting case. You have negative 14 and negative 14 on both sides. So if you add positive 14 on the left side, you'll get 0. 0 over 64, that's not a positive value, right? You get 0. So it can't be this one either. And so our last one, very cool. You add 14 on both sides, and guess what? You get a positive value, right? You get 2 right here, and then you get 64a. And guess what? If you isolate for a would give you 2 over 64, and 2 over 64 is a positive value, and therefore it satisfies this up here, it satisfies everything else, and this is our correct answer. So our answer choice is D. And yeah, thank you guys for sticking with this video. Oh shoot, what? Okay, whatever. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and hope you learned something.